Thanks for coming, everyone. We're obviously really excited about today, really excited to be here, and just thrilled about the direction we're headed as a department, and just the blessing that Leslie's been to all of us. To introduce Leslie, please join me in welcoming President of Fresno Pacific University, Dr. Pete Manjarrez.
Good morning. How are you today? As I have been saying all morning, today is a good day. I get the great joy and privilege of being able to introduce Leslie Schuemann to our community, and it is just a thrill to be able to be in this position, to have spent just a quality week with Leslie at the NCAA convention, together with our team, Chris Moore and Don DeBall. We had a fabulous time learning and understanding the commitment and the dedication of being part of the NCAA Division II. And I could not have been more thrilled to be in meetings with Leslie and to see people on a panel receiving questions, looking to her for the answers. And that's how well regarded and respected Leslie is. She brings tremendous insight, expertise to this role. We, I think, are going to be in for a big, just a wonderful new chapter in the history, and I would say storied history of Sunbird Athletics. And as we think about our mission and why we exist, we know that we exist to develop students for leadership and service through excellence in Christian higher education. And our faculty, our coaches, our staff, our administration all play a part in advancing that mission. And of course, the Department of Athletics plays a tremendous role in developing our students, because we put emphasis on both the curriculum and the co-curriculum. And so when you think in terms of this next phase of history here at Fresno Pacific, the Department of Athletics will continue to play a significant role in that. And of course, the next Director of Athletics will have the responsibility of leading the staff, the coaches, the student athletes, and the university in that regard. So join me in welcoming our new Director of Athletics, Ms. Leslie Schuemann. Leslie.
Thank you, President Manjarrez. I am overjoyed to stand before you today as the Director of Athletics. It was about 2 years ago when I visited this campus for the very first time. A most reluctant applicant, I will say, because I didn't feel that my plan included California, never mind Fresno. But I felt truly called by God. I felt that God was telling me, this is where you're supposed to be, and this is what you're supposed to be doing. And so I followed that call to Fresno to take the position as the Senior Associate Athletic Director. And we've had an amazing year and a half. We have grown, we've developed, we have gone through many changes and adapted, and what has truly impressed me is the people. President Manjarrez's leadership and his heart for the people here, his willingness to reach out and to connect and to just really love on the staff and the students, and his wife Virginia, who you cannot meet Virginia without getting a hug from her and feeling just the great passion and love that she has for the university. And also our staff. I have been blessed by our coaches, our administrative staff. They love our student athletes. They want to serve them, and they want them to be the best that they can be. And I looked at this staff and really couldn't be happier to be a part of them. I have told many people, I've worked in a lot of different venues in college athletics, that this is absolutely the best staff I've ever worked with. Their connection, the way they collaborate, the way they really have a heart and passion and an understanding that we serve God first, and that through our service to God, we are sent here to help develop young people. What a blessing. What a gift that we have. So I am really thankful. We've made some strides in the Pac-West Conference. We have really been able to lead and show and talk about women and the seat that we get at the table and how important it is that college athletics is run by a diverse group of individuals with varied experiences so that we can serve our student athletes well. And I couldn't be happier about the partnerships across campus. You know, moving to NCAA Division II athletics is an institutional move. We could not do what we do if the university didn't fully support us. And we have challenged all of you, and we've asked you to make changes, and we've asked you to move with us, and every single person has just said, yes, we will. We are excited about what's going on in the Department of Athletics. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. I want to thank, first of all, my husband, Rick, who is on a plane back from Illinois because his wife is whining about the fact that he's gone. Because without him, I would not be standing in front of you. And I also want to thank my daughter, Jessica, who is an accountant in San Antonio, and my son, Christopher, who is a marketing person in Corpus Christi. Their love and their support and how they have just been a cheerleader for their mom and their wife has just been amazing to me. Because working in college athletics is a 24/7 gig. Every day or every evening I could receive a phone call about something that happens that we're concerned about or that we're trying to improve. And it can happen often at 10, 11, midnight. We send our teams to Hawaii, so you know we have that big time change. But they are always there to support me and to love me and to believe in me. And I couldn't be more blessed by the people that I have surrounding me. So thank you all. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all of the support that you've given me. And let's make history together.
We're going to take some questions now, just from the working media. I know a lot of you probably have questions. The rest of you can obviously swing by anytime. We'd love to have you over in the athletics department. But we'll take questions from Brandon and from the media here.
Leslie,
Okay.
this is obviously a big day, not only for you, but for the entire Fresno Pacific community. Just talk about your vision for the athletic department and your expectations as well.
Absolutely. It was great. It's great to have been here for a year and a half. I will tell you that has helps with the transition, because there's really no doubt in my coach's mind what I expect from them. And that is excellence every day. I want them to bring their A game. So we need to win in every area of our lives. We need to win games, but we also need to get degrees, and we need to serve our community. We need to help with Christian transformation. We have opportunities because we are with students. In many cases, when we're on the road with them 24/7, we see them, we're working with them. We are encouraging them when things are hard. We're celebrating with them when things are tough. And so we are committed to being excellent across the board. And that is really one of the visions that we have, is really to continue to serve the student athletes with vision and with dedication and with love and with a focus on why we're here. We are supposed to transform lives. We get a great opportunity. We work with students from 18 to 25, one of the most important times in their lives when they're making decisions about who they're going to be as an adult and where they're going to go and next steps. And sometimes they walk in and they think they're going to do one thing, and the road in college totally changes that. I will tell you, if somebody told me 25 years ago that I'd be a director of athletics, my answer would have been, you're crazy. But God puts us on a journey, and we develop and we grow from that journey, and so we can share with our student athletes that this is just one leg of the journey. Learn everything you can, because the doors are going to be opening and you may not even know where you're supposed to go. So we are really blessed by that. I want our staff to bring their A game every day. I want our student athletes to know that we are in it 100% and that we are here to make sure that they have everything they need to succeed. But I also want my staff to hold them accountable. We are teaching things. We are teaching responsibility. We are teaching dedication. We are teaching teamwork. We are teaching motivation, self-motivation. We are teaching all of those things to student athletes every day. And we take that commitment really, really seriously. And I'm proud of this staff. I love to watch them coach. Last night, if you were following me on Twitter, many of you saw me tweeting about my coaches and watching them teach and encourage, and even when it's tough, when we're down or they're teaching and they're encouraging, I love to see that. And then the other thing you saw last night is those student athletes never gave up. They played hard for 40 minutes of basketball, and they never gave up and they never quit trying. And that's what they need to move forward in their life. So that's what we're working towards, and we are succeeding and growing every day.
Leslie, if you could talk a little bit about your passion for student athlete success and also your philosophy kind of on the holistic development of each of the student athletes we have here at FPU.
Absolutely. Many of you know I spent several years at the NCAA National Office, and I really knew in my heart that my passion and desire to work with student athletes would lead me back here to campus. One of the best calls I ever got was a student athlete. A young man had some struggles when he first entered Kingsville, and I got a call one day that I was sitting at my desk in the NCAA, and it was a call because he wanted me to know that he was graduating. That, to me, talked about how they know that we want them to have it all. We want them to do well on the field, but that's not enough. Winning games gives us a platform to talk about who we are and what we're doing and how we're successful. But being great and serving your community, learning how to be a leader, succeeding in the classroom, and then growing your Christian faith, sharing your testimony, and understanding that this path and this journey is but one small blip. You have more things to do, but we have lots to teach and share. So I look at our student athletes holistically. We need to be providing all of those things so that they understand that our vision for them in many cases is bigger than their visions for themselves. But if you can speak into them, they will broaden their vision and they will understand that they can do anything they set their mind to. I always tell student athletes, if you are successful as a student athlete, you have everything you need to be a successful student, to be a successful leader, to give back to the community, and you have an obligation. As a part of the educated population, you have an obligation to lead. You have an obligation to serve the community. You have the obligation to reach out to your teammates who are new or struggling and lead them and move them forward. So we look at the whole student athlete. We look at their development and their growth. We look at the relationships that we have with them, and that's where our heart is. It's about really loving them through it.
Leslie, you've overseen the day-to-day operation of the athletic department for about a year and a half now, and you visited this campus whenever they were applying for Division II membership. Talk about the progress that you've seen from your first visit here to where we are now, and hopefully completing the transition process this summer.
You know, Division II and getting to successfully complete the Division II membership process is really a part of our vision. It's not the whole thing. And it is a very step-by-step process. We have made great strides in our systems and in our partnerships across campus and in our growth and development of our staff, and I expect that to just continue. When you have a staff that we have that is focused on serving God every day and doing their best, the transition moves forward in a very strategic way, and we have been blessed by this staff. They have been amazing to work with. I expect us not only to move successfully through the Division II membership process, but I expect us to be a leader in Division II. Many of the Division II institutions are looking to us, calling us, saying, how did you get through the process, or how did you successfully complete year 2? So I continually work with institutions in the membership process surrounding us as well as coming in behind us to reach out to them as well, because a strong Division II membership makes us stronger, and we're going to continue to be a leader in that area.
President Manharis and you both mentioned the athletic success and the tradition that has been built here at FPU, dating back to the days of the NAI. As someone who's been successful at the Division II level, what needs to be done to continue that success in a much tougher athletic field in Division II?
You know, Division II athletics really calls for a step up step up in everything, in the way we are committed to practicing. The coaches always tell me it's not practice that makes perfect, it's perfect practice makes perfect. And so when you watch our practices, they will try over and over again, and it's only until we get it right. It's the same way with our whole department. We are going to keep taking risks, we're going to keep growing, we're going to keep getting better, and we're going to build on that foundation, but we're going to be stronger, and we're going to do it with integrity and faith and a desire to make sure that we are doing the right thing every single day. And I believe with the people that we have in place, there's no reason to think that we can't continue to succeed and grow and get better.
You've been in college athletics for a number of years. You've been at Kingsville, the NCAA. Talk about some of the people and some of the situations that have helped you grow as a person and prepared you for this role.
You know, it's interesting because college athletics can be a really difficult path. But I've found as I look back, I love the rear view mirror, that everything has taught me and has led me to this particular point, and that God put people exactly in the path that I needed. You all have talked about me being the first director of athletics that's female at Fresno Pacific, but I was blessed. I worked for the first female director of athletics at Texas A&M Kingsville. As a matter of fact, the first female athletic director in the Lone Star Conference. And so I watched her forge a path and really be about collaboration and connecting and negotiation. Jill Wilson is a good friend today, and it's interesting, we joke that we followed each other around. She and I both left Kingsville at the same time, and I went to work at the NCAA, and then she went to work for me at the NCAA as a consultant. And so we continue to collaborate and to talk about the path and the journey. She is one of my biggest cheerleaders. I saw her at the convention, and she said, "I couldn't be more proud of you." But I also had the opportunity to work with some great leaders at the NCAA, and working at the NCAA is an opportunity to look at college athletics from 50,000 feet. You're looking at college athletics as a whole, what Division II means in the overall intercollegiate athletics atmosphere, and then I can look at what do we mean, what is specific and special about FPU. And so Diane Dickman, who is a real strategic leader, really focused on the global look at athletics and a difference that we can make. She's a leader in academic reform. And the person that's been with me since I was born is my brother Brian. He's 4 years older. He's served as a pastor. He's a vice president at one of the Division I institution in Virginia. And he is just a guiding light for me in my faith. And he has been a mentor in working in higher education. I remember when I first came here, I said to my brother, "Shouldn't it be easier? I was called by God. Shouldn't this be easy?" And in a big brother way, he said to me, "You do realize there's no biblical basis for what you're saying to me at this moment." After I got over the fact that he wasn't being very sensitive to his younger sister, I said, "Yes, you are correct. And I know that everyone that's called has a path that we have to walk, and that it's not going to just be easy." But for a moment, I was thinking I could get a pass there. But big brothers always step in and remind you of who you are and what you're supposed to be. And he always tells me it's because you're strong, and you're put here to do this work because you're strong. And that's just a beautiful thing from a big brother.
Touched on it a little bit, being the first female AD in the history of Fresno Pacific and the only female AD currently in the Pac-West. In a profession predominantly dominated by men, what does it mean to you to be the first female AD here, and what would you say to other young females aspiring to get into college athletics?
Please get into college athletics. We need a diverse group of folks. And, you know, the beauty of being on a campus is that I get to talk to students every day. Every day they're in my office talking to me, and I had one in my office the other day who said, "You know, I didn't ever think of athletics administration as a career until I met you." So I take the fact that I'm the first female athletic director at FPU very seriously, because it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity not only to have a seat at the table, but to talk to young women about the responsibility of having a seat at the table, of having a message to share, of knowing that you need to give 110% every day and make sure that you are making every place that you work better for you having been there. And at the Pac West Conference, it's been a great opportunity to mentor the other senior women administrators and to talk to them about the responsibility that they have to help lead this conference into the future. We are fortunate because the president, who is currently our president that meets with the Pac West Conference, is a female president, and she's the president of Notre Dame. So she challenges the women in the room to step up, show up, and make a difference. And I think that it's a great opportunity. The other thing that I think is beautiful is that my husband works on this campus. So people see us together, and the young women have mentioned to me how neat it is to see my husband open doors for me and treat me so well. And so I get the chance to teach about also being a woman who is very well loved and taken care of. I stand before you as a director of athletics, but I also stand before you as a wife and a mother who is cherished by people that love her, and that's a beautiful thing to share with our students.
This athletic department here, can you just talk about your vision for it and as you progress and obviously in your position?
Sure. As we talked about, the athletic department, we really want to focus on excellence, and it's excellence in all areas. We want to win on the court and on the field, but we also want to win in the classroom. We're focused on graduation rates. We're focused on academic partnerships across campus. We want our student athletes to do community service. So last year they did almost 2,500 hours of community service, reaching out to the people of this community. But we also want to have an opportunity to transform them and help them, in some cases, to see Christ for the first time, but also to grow while they're here and to develop and to know that when they leave this place, they have a responsibility to go out and make the world a better place. And so we're always talking to them about what can you do with your platform as a student athlete, and how are you going to grow, and how are you going to represent yourself and this university. We have a great sports information staff, so we are constantly talking to student athletes about their brand. As you can imagine, social media makes them really need to think about their brand and who they are going to be and what that's going to say to people that don't know them. And so our focus is really on the student athlete, but my focus as the leader of this department is on every single individual who touches the student athlete. So everyone from our athletic training staff to our head coaches to our administrative team, I'm looking at them and encouraging their growth and their development and what they're doing in the lives of student athletes. And it's just a great responsibility, but a great opportunity.
Is there any particular sport that you're excited, in particular for, and also to grow with that sport?
I actually love all the sports because they each have something different. So I had really great opportunity. I'd never been at a tennis school. I spent, 5 days watching 8 hours of tennis a day with our wonderful tennis coach, Neil Castro, and the tennis team. And it gave me an appreciation for really that level of commitment. That's a long day of tennis, let me tell you. But the student athletes are out there giving it their all, and if they're not competing, they're cheering each other on. Our basketballs, our volleyball, our baseball, each sport has its own unique dynamic, and the student athletes are fun because they're all different. They've come from different backgrounds, they have different experiences. So to be honest with you, I really love them all, and I love watching them all. One sport that I've discovered since I've been here is water polo. If you haven't been to a water polo match, please go because it's so fast. And it's so exciting, and how in the world they stay up on the top of the water while they're throwing the ball and doing all the other things that they do is really amazing. And our student athletes are so committed and dedicated. So I think that getting to know every team and getting to know, the coaches will tell you, I know the names of their student athletes, I want to meet them all, and I want to talk to them and share a vision for our future. So I don't have a favorite, I just like being with all of them. This is an amazing honor. It is an awesome honor as well because I feel responsible for everyone that comes next in line. But I knew from the moment that I worked with this staff that I wanted to be with them, and I would be with them in any role that I could. If I was going to remain the senior associate, I was going to be the best senior associate I could be. If I was given the opportunity by President Manjares to lead them as their director of athletics, I was going to do that to the best of my ability. And I couldn't be more excited. I could not be more excited than to share this journey with people who are so dedicated, so passionate, and just really great people to be around every day. We spend a lot of time together. We spend hours and hours and hours and hours together. And so to like them and to love them for who they are and what they bring to the table is an amazing gift.
Any other questions? All right, thanks for coming, everyone. Leslie will be available to the working media that are here immediately following right now. But just thanks so much for coming. Have a great week.
Thank you, everyone.